would it? Ah, it worked.
Welcome to another installment of the Robert and Crew Show with your hosts, Robert and Crew.
Hi, as always, I'm Robert. That's Crew.
And I'm Crew.
Welcome back to the Robert and Crew Show. Tonight we got one for you. We did do it in the first season, but first season we didn't have video. But the audio was crap, so we've been arguing a little bit about if this is part 2 or not. But this is Bigfoot
technically
tonight.
So it technically is part 2 because we did cover Bigfoot already, but we didn't have video like he said. So y'all can consider it part 1, whatever.
The audio for part 1 was crappy.
And you fell asleep.
I did, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
How funny would it be if I fell asleep on this guy?
Right, and then you had to redo the episode. And this dipshit over here left the stream running all night while he was asleep.
I did. It was like a freaking, how long of a stream was it? It was like a 7-hour stream of me sleeping.
Yeah. Yep.
How funny is that?
You're not the first person to ever sleep. Yeah, you're not the first person to ever sleep during a stream.
Who else has fallen asleep on stream?
There's been multiple streamers who've done it.
Like TikTok streamers?
Yeah.
And like normal streamers? Yeah. I saw a stream one time of a dude playing original Halo at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he passed out, and it was really funny because when he fell asleep, his controller vibratedly woke him up, and he freaked out and screamed, and it was the funniest thing in the entire world. It was live on YouTube. But I've never gone into somebody's stream and seen them passed out sleeping. I think that'd be hilarious.
No, okay, so there's been streamers who just would go to bed and let their stream run, and I'm like, what kind of stream is this? A sleep stream?
Yeah, it's a sleep stream. People just watch you sleep all night. That's freaking weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's really off topic about what we're going to talk about tonight. But anyways, guys, with that one, don't fall asleep on stream, and definitely don't sleep stream on purpose, because that's creepy and weird. But anyways, tonight we're doing Bigfoot. I'm considering this part 1. This is Bigfoot part 1. Bigfoot part 1 original was crap. I fell asleep during it. Everybody could hear me snore for 7 hours. It was a snore fest. Worst episode ever.
And then you redid the episode by yourself.
I did redo it by myself because I felt guilty. I redid it that morning. I felt horribly guilty. I don't want that photo in my stream. You guys don't need to be seeing my photos. I put my head right there. Okay. But anyways, tonight we got some videos for you. We're going to talk about the sounds Bigfoot makes. We're going to talk about the places Bigfoot lives. We're going to talk about where the Bigfoot myth originated from, whether that was the Native Americans or the people that were here before them. We're going to talk about an ancient alien theory. Yes, aliens and Bigfoot, guys. Then we're going to talk about the Bigfoot telepathy. I don't know if you know about this or not, Crew, but Bigfoots apparently can talk to us telepathically. Have you ever heard that before?
I have not. I do know that my grandparents swear up and down they came across him once a long time ago.
Oh, I mean, tell us this story. I want to hear this.
Okay, so this was way before I was born, right? And I think
Yeah,
they said they were like uh somewhere like in Minnesota or something. I can't remember the exact location. It's been forever since I've heard the exact story, but they were camping or something, and um, this was my grandfather's first wife, and he and her heard like a loud noise. It sounded like a growl, and
yeah, like a,
they said they said it wasn't like a bear growl. It was like a
it was
monkey
more
kind of like
guttural.
growl. Yeah, guttural,
It was guttural.
and it was in the distance, but they heard it.
So I've heard about the sounds that Bigfoot makes, and I've never heard a Bigfoot make a sound before, but I know that they do this thing. Hi, Julie. How are you today? But anyways, I know that Bigfoots do this thing that they smack trees. Yeah, okay, Bigfoots don't exist. Juki holic. That's fine. Whatever you want to believe. I think when I was little, man, I honestly it was probably a black bear, but I swear I ran into a Bigfoot when I was like 9 in Colorado, in the middle of nowhere. But like I said, I was 9 years old. I was probably scared to death that I was seeing a black bear, and apparently black bears stand upright. So I'm not going to say it was a Bigfoot, but my little 9-year-old self thought it was. And ever since then, I've wanted to believe. I've wanted to believe. I want somebody to give me real good, credible Bigfoot footage. So, Juki, believe what you want, man. I'm going to believe in the myth. But, anyways, they like to tree knock, supposedly. They take a big wooden thing and smack trees, right? And they make as loud
Hmm.
as possible these smacks. And these people on like the Travel Channel and stuff had a show called like Chasing Bigfoot. He had a bag on his head. Also, Bigfoot doesn't exist. That's what Yuki says. That's fine. That's totally fine. But either way, they tree knock and they hoop and they holler. They yell and they make really guttural growls. You know what I mean? Like that. Like a really guttural, but really loud. If he does, we'll toss him down a mountain. This dude's getting me. Juki's getting me. But either way,
We
what's
got
the
our
main
fellow
thing?
troll in the comments.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I love it. I love the trolls. You gotta feed them every now and then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gotta poke bear. Throw Bigfoot some candy. Oh no, dude, I'm just messing with you, Juki. You can be whatever you want to be. You can have your own opinions. You can say whatever you want, man. I'm not dissing you. I don't care if you are a troll or a hater. I love people. I love everybody. But Bigfoot's hoop, holler, yell, growl, do all of that, right?
right.
How come in like that Bigfoot is not a guy though? Okay. But either way, they do this stuff where they're like walking around and they're picking up trees or smacking trees and getting rid of all this foliage. Why? That would make Bigfoot easier to see, right? And the whole story is that Bigfoot doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want to be out there. He doesn't want to do. He doesn't want people to know he's there. That's the whole point of Bigfoot.
Hmm.
And they apparently have a stench that smells like skunk, like really, really bad skunk. And in Florida, they supposedly have a local Bigfoot, but they call it the skunk ape. And it's apparently like a gorilla sized ape that lives in the swamps that smells really bad. It smells like a skunk or whatever. and supposedly like people have seen them, and they say that they have proof that the skunk ape exists, and that it's not a Bigfoot, that it's a skunk ape. But either way, I want to believe that these creatures do exist. I want to believe that. I want people to give me evidence of it. I want somebody to go out and get a Bigfoot, find one. Florida folks, think about the skunk apes. Yeah, man, you ever heard about the skunks, man? That would be skunks. I know, man. It's whatever you want, bro. Either way, okay. What's the main things you know about Bigfoot, crew?
Everything you just said.
No, but what's like the main things that you've heard and learned about Bigfoot when you were younger? Like when you were a kid and when you were really intrigued with it. Because I know like now it's like it's kind of like what Juki's saying over here. It's all fake and stupid, right? Like that's what
Uh,
that's what basically they're saying,
okay,
and that's fine.
so
But yeah, no, Bigfoot is in Washington State, brother. For real, Juki. Bigfoot is in
there,
Washington State, and if he's anywhere, he is there because he's on the protected animals list.
so
Think about
I've
that.
heard
Washington State really
uh,
put Bigfoot on the protected list.
th- that they basically tried to debunk Bigfoot so many times because they didn't know if it was a man in a um, gorilla suit or not.
Well, yeah, that's like the famous Gimlin Patterson film footage. I mean, I think we have
Yep.
that tonight actually with our videos. And the Gimlin Patterson footage, yeah, it could be a dude in a gorilla suit walking. Nobody really knows. Back then, the cameras were terrible. So when you're filming that Bigfoot, it's all grainy and doesn't look very good. And that's probably because of Patterson or whoever it was, Gimlin or Patterson or whoever the hell it was, the one that was videotaping, uh, was using a bad camera, and they did it purposefully from far away so that the dude in the suit you wouldn't be able to tell that it was a suit. Basically, that was the whole thing behind it. But that made Gimlin and Patterson famous. So there was definitely a reason why they did what they did, whether it was a hoax or not, which I lean towards more the fact that it was probably a hoax. Dude, Bigfoot's everywhere, Brandon. Bigfoot's in the Ozarks. Bigfoot's in Colorado. Bigfoot's in Washington. Bigfoot. If you go on the internet right now and type in on Google, show me a map of Bigfoot, of like where all the Bigfoot are located, it will show you where everybody's ever seen a Bigfoot sighting. Oh yeah, Bigfoot's in the Ozarks. Bigfoot's everywhere. Everywhere there's foliage to hide in. Anywhere there's trees. Anywhere there's forests. You best bet there's a Bigfoot in Colorado. You best bet there's a Bigfoot in California. You don't believe it still. You don't have to believe it, Chuki. Let's get into some of these videos. But before we get to the videos, as always, I gotta play this. It's kind of annoying, but I think it's
This
funny.
podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. No view in this podcast should be taken literal unless one of us says it is our personal opinion. But even so, it is only that, an opinion.
That Juki, it's just an opinion. It's just an opinion, man. There's no need to get upset. There's no need to get upset, Juki. That was a picture, Juki, of the skunk ape. You want to see it again? Because that went by fast. Here we go. Let's show the skunk. I believe. I want to believe. Yeah, I told you, Juki. I told you he was behind the palm leaves in Florida. I told you. I told you, Juki. You gotta believe, man. Here we go. We got
Surprise
another one
Bigfoot
for you.
encounter with two timber cutters in the 1800s. Here's a story from Eureka, California, 1896. A few weeks ago, my friend Jake and I were in the woods after a hot day of cutting timber. We were relaxing by a creek, having coffee, when we smelled something that smelled terrible. Suddenly, we saw a large two-legged creature with dark brown, horse-like hair walking towards us from across the creek. It stopped about 70 paces away and just looked at us. It was taller than 7 feet and had arms that were much bigger and longer than a human's. And it turned and walked back up that hill with ease and swiftness. L.T. Mills, August 19th, 1896, Eureka, California. If you like Bigfoot encounters, follow this account and share your Bigfoot encounter in the comments.
Dude, Juki is killing me. Juki's killing me in these comments, man. He said the skunk ape lives in Asia. That's a Floridian skunk ape, bro. It's not an Asian skunk ape. Where would it be in Asia, brother? You're not being mean, bro. You're not being mean. I love it. You're killing me in the comments, man. You're killing me. I love it. I love the interaction. It's what I live for. That story was cool. I don't know if I believe it. It was from the 1800s, and that's like written down, right? That's all written down, and then somebody passed that along through generations. So it's really hard to believe. That's like the Native Americans. You know, they pass down stories through their through their tribes, and the
Yep.
tribes. A lot of the natives, man. A lot of the natives, specifically the Cherokee and the Blackfoot, have Bigfoot stories. And they talk about giant ape-like men that walk around in the forest and kidnap the little ones, the kids, and they supposedly were cannibals. They would eat the children, allegedly. I mean, I've heard that. That's just stories. But then there's people up in like the mountains and like the Himalayas in Asia, Juki. This is in Asia. They're in the Himalayas, and they got these things called the Yetis, and they're like Bigfoots, but they are covered in white fur instead of the brown fur, and they live in the mountains where the snow's at, and they like to hang out in caves. The Yetis like to hang out in caves. Bigfoot will literally sleep anywhere on the ground. It doesn't care. It will sleep on the ground. It'll sleep in a hole. It'll sleep in a cave. It'll sleep wherever it can find. But Yetis prefer rock caves, supposedly, whatever that means. What are we talking about? May I ask what forest? Well, redwood forest, brother. You got the redwood forest in California. I'm sure there's tons of Bigfoot out there. You got the Ozark forests, which go for miles and miles and miles, and just about any forest in Colorado, specifically the San Isabel Forest and the national parks, the Rocky Mountain National Park. I mean, come on now. There's been plenty of Bigfoot sightings in the Rocky Mountain National Park, and plenty of Bigfoot sightings in Nederland, Colorado. So, and that's just to name a few. Bigfoots are the weirdos that live in Oregon. They probably do live in Oregon, man. I'm sure there's tons of Bigfoots in Oregon. I'm actually going to Oregon this summer. I'll see. I'll go Bigfoot hunting. Chuki's killing me, bro. I had to throw that in there. I bet Juki got a good laugh with that one. I had to throw that in there. You're calling me out, man. Okay. No, they weren't there in Colorado. They are. They are there in Colorado. Bigfoots are in Colorado, Nederland, and is in the Rocky Mountain National Forest, Rocky Mountain National Park. I can name them for days, man. Go look it up for yourself. I'll pull it up right now. Let's
that
see.
was funny as
Wait.
shit.
I want Let's see. Oh, I know. How about that AI, brother? How about that AI? You know that was AI. That was horrible AI, but it was so bad that let's
Still
see.
funny.
Nobody can live in those mountains. I heard a warning recently in Detroit that my friend recently shared. I thought that was interesting. What did you hear in Detroit, Julie? Here, let's ask Grok real quick. How many Bigfoot sightings have been cited in Colorado? Just to appease Juki here, because he's telling me that Bigfoot ain't in Colorado. Let's see. Let's see, guys. We will see. How many Bigfoots and Bigfoot sightings have taken place in Colorado? And where at in Colorado is the main place that Bigfoot is seen? Here we go. Grok says, based on the available data from the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, there have been approximately 130 reported Bigfoot sightings in Colorado as of the most recent updates around 2023. This number reflects credible reports compiled by the BFRO. Though they note many more claims are submitted, but not all meet the standards for publication. The figure is 130 is widely cited across various sources discussing Bigfoot activity in the state, with sightings dating back decades. In most recent documents reported by the BFRO database occurring June 2021 near Deer Lakes Campground by Lake City, Colorado. However, given the frequency of anecdotal reports and the lack of strict cutoff, the knowledge is possible that additional sightings are probably black bears. So yes, Bigfoot is sighted in Colorado constantly. Only 130 credible reports. You disagree? That's okay, Juki. You can disagree. Julie, what was the warning that was heard in Detroit? I'd like to know. Let's watch another video.
Suffolk boasts its very own Bigfoot, the legend of the Woodwoes. Covered head to toe in thick hair and carrying a club, the Woodwoes, or wild man of the woods, is a mythical figure that first appeared in the 15th century. They had superhuman strength, were deaf to the word of God, and would think nothing of snatching a child and eating them.
That goes back to the Native American stories I've heard of Bigfoot snatching children, Bigfoot snatching little kids and eating them. They literally just said that in that video, that some stories suggest that Bigfoot snatched little children and would eat the locals' little children. That's crazy, but it makes a lot of sense. Now, I've got that really, really famous Gimlin and Patterson film footage, and I'm going to play that for you guys right now. You can tell me whether you think it's a hoax or whether it's real. You can shoot that in the comments, and I would love to know what you believe. But this is the footage that broke the world, that made Bigfoot what Bigfoot is today. It's the reason, it's every reason why we have Bigfoot today. Let's go. That's the wrong one. It's labeled the wrong one, but that's a Bigfoot sighting in Idaho, apparently. Apparently, I didn't label it the right one, but I do have the Gimlin and Patterson footage.
Check your phone.
What'd you send me?
Julie sent it to me to send to you.
Okay. Attention campers, due to the increased flow in the Karn River, the Bigfoots are coming out from the high country to feed on fish and vegetation at the river's edge. Do not be alarmed if you encounter one. Remain calm, follow these simple steps to stay safe. Do not run from Bigfoot, do not chase Bigfoot, do not yell at Bigfoot, do not feed Bigfoot, do go about your business, do take pictures. Bigfoot will enter an occupied camp. Bigfoot will not enter an occupied camp, and Bigfoot will not harm you. Once the encounter is finished, report it to the nearest ranger station. Please take note of the location, time, and direction Bigfoot is traveling. The most recent encounters have been between the Fairview Campground and the Johnsondale Bridge. That's in North Michigan. Wow, that's literally a thing that was sent out in North Michigan. That's crazy. That's awesome, actually. That's extremely crazy. I wonder if that. I know it's not a joke, but I'm wondering if the department thinks that's a joke. Do brown bears smell as bad as Bigfoot? I don't know, maybe. But bears also bears jump in the water, man. They swim, so they wash themselves. The whole thing about Bigfoot is apparently Bigfoot doesn't bathe very often. Bears bathe.
Suffolk.
Now that is creepy. Whatever it is, I can tell you that it's not human because the eyes are glowing. Distinctively
Right.
because the eyes are glowing. If human in the dark and you shine a flashlight into human eyes, they don't reflect like that. They
Right.
don't. Cat's eyes do, animal eyes do, and animals that like are heavy nocturnal animals that walk around in the dark, they have those kind of eyes. So that's weird. What do you think that was? Do you think that was just some kind of ape, or do you think that was a Bigfoot?
Who knows what that was? Hard to see what it was because it was so dark.
Yeah, it's like a big monkey. That's what it looked like.
This roid raging Bigfoot was pissed off when he destroyed this tent with a tree limb. Is this legitimate? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Bro, that was a dude in a costume smacking his tent.
Right.
I don't believe that was Bigfoot, because if Bigfoot found a tent out in the middle of nowhere, he'd tear that tent to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, shreds.
Finding Bigfoot was a show that started in 2011, and it followed Matt Moneymaker and other members of the BFRO, or the Bigfoot Field Research Association, as they looked into calls and incidences that involved Sasquatch. The team would rely on calls and thermal imaging to try to show that Sasquatch was real. And I just made a whole video on it on my YouTube channel. So if you click on the link that's right next to my head, there'll be a link that'll show you. It'll take you directly to that video. I really hope to see you there. In case you didn't know, I do long form stuff every single day. And I come out with long videos like this that go more in depth on a topic every so often too. So if you like my content here on TikTok, go check out my long form stuff too. Let me know in the comments.
I don't know. That one's a weird. Crew, you there?
Yep.
Crew.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like, did you fall asleep?
Yeah. No.
Ah.
Found Bigfoot.
Why'd they laugh at it?
Who knows?
Was that a dude in a suit?
Probably.
Was they laughed? Was it? It's got to be like what, their dad in a suit?
Probably.
You wouldn't laugh if you saw.
Right.
I don't think you'd laugh if you saw.
Mike had always heard strange noises coming from behind his house, but he never knew what could be causing them. That is, until he saw the footage of Bigfoot on his trail camera. And suddenly, everything made sense. Mike realized that the noises he had been hearing were likely caused by Bigfoot moving through the forest behind his house. He couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and excitement at the thought of such a powerful and mysterious creature living so close to him. At the same time, however, he couldn't help but feel a little bit of fear. He knew that Bigfoot was often depicted as a fearsome creature, and he didn't know how he would react if he ever encountered one up close. Still, the knowledge that Bigfoot was out there, living in the wild behind his house, filled Mike with a sense of awe and wonder. He knew that he would continue to watch the trail camera footage. And who knows, maybe one day he would summon the courage to venture into the forest and try to see Bigfoot in person.
So, was that picture supposed to be what he saw? And if it was, I don't know if I believe that's a Bigfoot. That looked like something else entirely. But I don't know. Like, Bigfoot supposedly has like 6 different variations of what it looks like. Did you know
Right.
that, crew?
Yep, I definitely did.
It's a weird thing. Like people depict different things for Bigfoot. Some people even like say that when Bigfoot shows up, that UFOs are around it sometimes, which I find that so funny. But there really is like some people like equate Bigfoot with ancient aliens or alien theories, and that like aliens drop Bigfoot off onto this planet. Those are the wackos. Those are the crazy ones. I think if Bigfoot is real, if it is a real thing, it might be that it's a humanoid that has lived for a very long time, that has it's like the missing link. It's the link that we never found. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever heard of Portlock, Alaska? Portlock was once a thriving community on the southern tip of the Kenai Peninsula. It was settled in the 1780s, although the Aleut people lived there for thousands of years. But in 1905, residents began reporting mysterious events. Hunters and gold miners who headed into the mountains were never seen again. And in 1931, a man who was chopping wood was found dead. He had been hit in the head, and the blow was so hard that no man could have done it. A group hunting a moose found huge footsteps, and they led to a gruesome site where the moose had been killed. And another man saw a huge hairy beast that resembled a man on the beaches. He ran to get his shotgun, but when he came back, the beast looked at him and simply walked away. These incidents became more and more frequent, and bodies were discovered with wounds that were strange that a bear wouldn't have made. The residents abandoned the city in 1949, all except the postmaster, who stayed until 1950 when the post office was closed. Anyone who visits now reports the same strange happenings. So what do you think could be going on in Portlock, Alaska? Let me know in the comments and follow for more strange stories.
Sounds like we need to go to Portlock, Alaska.
I'm good.
You don't want to go? You don't want to see
No.
Bigfoot? You don't want to find
No.
Bigfoot?
Nope. I'm good.
Let's go find it. I'm gonna take you out there, and I'm gonna tie a whole bunch of steaks and like hamburger to you, and then I'm gonna make you run around in Portlock, Alaska.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Well, I think if we do that, man, Bigfoot will come out, and we'll be able to get him, and hopefully you survive.
Yeah, no, I would not survive. Okay, that's scary to think about for one, and two, if we do anything like that, we might as well do it to Bogler.
It rhymes with Mulmer.
Yep.
I'm good here in Missouri. Brandy, you're coming with us. You're coming with us, Brandon. We're going to Portlock, Alaska. You're coming with us. 100%. We're gonna do what we're gonna do to Shaitan, and me and you are gonna just watch, and we're gonna take videos, and you're coming along.
I am not doing that. I can't tell if that's AI generated or not.
Low key, that was a really good video. Regardless if it was AI generated or not, if it's AI generated, congratulations, AI. You made me believe in Bigfoot. No. But either way, no, that's a really cool video. It looked kind of like somebody had used AI to stabilize the Gimlin Patterson film. Because that looked like the Gimlin Patterson Bigfoot. It looked like somebody used some kind of program to zoom it in and then stabilize the video. You know what I mean? And then AI probably cleaned it up.
I just wrote a story in volume 8, which I'm working on. The fellow was in the Mekong Delta, Vietnam War. He was sent out on a patrol, 101st Airborne, 6-man patrol sent out to encounter the enemy. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. This was going on all the time during the war and other wars. You'd send out recon to try to engage the enemy to find out where they were. And guys got killed doing that all the time. Mm-hmm. And they were out there, totally quiet, full camo, a couple of days out into the jungle, no conversation, generally only hand signals being used, and only the slightest whisper if you were right next to somebody at certain points in time. Other than that, it was 100% stealth 100% of the time. They were sitting in a very small clearing in the jungle. And when I say clearing, I'm just talking a space that had other low brush in it. But in the jungle, that would be considered a clearing. They heard a rustling. Everybody got to the position with the guns, and out from the bushes comes a freaking Bigfoot. They looked at each other. They looked at it. It took a couple of quick steps towards them, and they unloaded into this creature, knocking them down and killing them dead. They didn't walk over to it to examine it. They didn't do anything. They knew their position was given up, and they hightailed it out of there. Shit. That was Vietnam. That was Vietnam, my friend.
Whoa.
Crazy.
Wow. That's a story, man.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I wonder what happened to the body. I wonder if anybody found the body and then they took it, or I wonder if animals came out and scavenged it, or I wonder if another Bigfoot came by and picked him up. That's crazy. Right. What? So there's just these soldiers that are standing there in this like clearing in the jungle with some brush and some trees around them, and then they hear some rustling and a giant Bigfoot walks out, and then it charges and they all unload into it. My gosh.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one before.
A rare strange photo of Bigfoot. This is a photograph that has been identified as being taken at Okie Mountain, Alabama in 1888. The photograph was reportedly found in a jar buried in Cleburne. Another photo of Bigfoot. Bigfoot footprints in the snow in Canada. Do you believe Bigfoot really exists?
Brandon did not realize that Crew was Shaitan. And he says, "What's up, bro?"
What's up?
Yeah. Yeah. That's who Crew is. He's Shaitan.
Carpenter's Knob, not far from Charlotte, North Carolina, December 1978. The folks of Cleveland County and the surrounding counties were terrified of something that they had called Old Nobby. Here is his story. Livestock had went missing. A horse with its neck broken and fed upon. A few sheep and goats with their necks broken, fed upon. Even the Great Pyrenees dog that was there to guard the sheep was also found with its neck broken and its organs missing. Whatever this being was, it was a predator, and people were terrified. They were hearing strange things in the night. Sounded like women screaming, grunting, yodeling, and growling. And sometimes something that sounded remarkably like evil laughter in the night. When 88-year-old Minnie Cook came forward with what she experienced, it was as if the cork had been pulled from the bottle, and suddenly reports were just flooding the town. It became a state sensation, national news. Minnie was 88 years old, but she still did everything for herself. She had a farm after all, and animals that needed tending to. She kept sheep and goats and horses, milk cow, and her beloved chickens. Something had gotten into her coop, stolen eggs, and killed the birds. She critter-proofed the entire cage, yet still something was able to get in. She thought possibly that somebody was stealing from her. It was after midnight, and she heard something in the chicken coop. She snuck out with her lantern hooded, with a weapon on her shoulder. When she got out to the coop, she heard whatever it was in the coop, and she took her lantern and lifted the hood, and it shone a light. What she saw horrified her, and its description has horrified me. It was hunched over in the 6-foot coop, just a little bit. It was completely covered in black fur, with a small head, with a pushed-in, human-like face, with large, white teeth. It grinned at her, and she lost control, accidentally triggering her weapon. The sound scared the beast off. She ran for her house. When she got inside and shut the door and looked behind her, she was horrified to see the beast, whatever it was, staring at her through the glass. When she raised the weapon again, it took off. Oh, there'll be more in part 2 if you're interested. There's a lot more of Old Nobby.
Crazy.
That is a crazy story. It's so Onabi must mean, so that's a term or the name of that Bigfoot. And it's an extreme predator that comes out and just eats everything. Like we were kind of talking about in the beginning of the episode. Bigfoots don't really, some of them are vegetarians, and then other of them are completely meat eaters, and they love eating meat. They will eat anything they can get their hands on. I believe Yetis are that way too.
Whether you know him as Sasquatch or Bigfoot, his existence, or lack thereof, has captured the attention of millions. But is he, or could he, be real? The idea of Bigfoot or Sasquatch can be traced back to the Pacific Northwest, more particularly in the area of Oregon and Washington. Indigenous tribes that have lived there were known to have centuries of mythology relating to Sasquatches. The word Sasquatch is believed to derive from the Salish tribe word Saskets, meaning hairy man or wild man. Because the people in this region were living on land they had stolen from the native peoples, the lore also made its way into their local legends. In the 1940s, lumberjacks, hunters, trappers, and other working-class men throughout the region told stories about Bigfoot. He was often blamed for vandalism and thievery in the lumber camps, as well as being accused of killing dogs that were lost in the woods. It wasn't until 1958 that Bigfoot would become the urban legend we know today. It was then that a set of large tracks were discovered near Bluff Creek in Northern California. Shortly after being discovered, the huge mysterious footprints made headlines in the small California newspaper, the Humboldt Times, which was also the first to officially put the moniker Bigfoot in print. Eventually the story spread, capturing the nation's imagination, and an entire industry was formed around searching for and celebrating the mysterious Bigfoot.
So when we were talking about how they eat anything and everything, Brandon Brandon said in the comments that sounds like him in the middle of the night. That's funny.
Yeah, it is.
So those are obviously AI pictures of Bigfoot, but the interesting thing about Bigfoot, like he mentioned there, is that those stories have been passed down through the tribes, and so much so that it entered into the local lore of the people that ended up taking the land by force. They found out about this creature too. So if everybody has a story about it, how could it not be real? And originally there was a giant ape that did walk among the earth, and it wasn't the gorilla. That ape was called Gigantopithecus. Do you know about Gigantopithecus?
Nope.
So Gigantopithecus was supposedly a really big ape, and he was supposedly a orangutan looking like ape that would walk around, was really big, basically ate anything and everything it could find, and supposedly Gigantopithecus lived around the same time that like Neanderthals lived.
Mhm.
You, what's that, bro?
What?
Say what's that?
Dumbass cat won't stop.
The cat's bothering you?
Yeah.
Your cat's bothering.
Like
Put your
your
kitty on
cat did.
stream. See the cat.
Oh, hold on, it's pretty dark in here. He's being an ass, and
Oh, look, there's the kitty. Look at that kitty. Kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. That's a tiny little Bigfoot you got there.
no shush.
It's probably about as furry as a Bigfoot, right? My cat's
Yeah,
sleeping.
yeah,
Thank the freaking running around acting like a jerk off tonight.
yeah.
Don't you
One
love
thing I
that?
believe in and everybody think is crazy. Bigfoot. I'm serious. I believe Bigfoot. I don't know about you. I don't really care if you do or not. I believe in Bigfoot. I was just thinking about it because I was just watching one of my favorite shows, Fear in the Woods, or These Woods Are Haunted, or something like that. And you got stories of people with their encounters. It's just too many people that don't know each other across the country, across the world, across time and cultures that describe and know the same thing. Bigfoot out there, y'all crazy. I was watching this guy named Todd Standing. He does a lot of Bigfoot research up in Washington State and near Canada, where there's a lot of reports. This man has presented so much evidence in Canada that it's a law that they can't unalive a Bigfoot. I know it's more than just Washington State, because I've heard reports of Kentucky, Georgia, backwoods of Louisiana. I know y'all got stories. I know I'm not the only one that believe in Bigfoot.
I agree with him.
Right.
Too many people talk about it. Too many tribes have seen it. Too many people have the same story. How is it fake? Somebody
Exactly.
has seen it somewhere. But it's very weird that we've never gotten it on video. Like, we've never gotten high quality video of it. And why haven't any hunters seen it? It's never a hunter that reports Bigfoot sightings. I mean, sometimes it is, but it's very rare. A lot of the times it's hikers and campers. Why don't hunters ever see them?
Who knows?
Sounds like so Brandon's asking if Bigfoot has offspring. Yes, Bigfoot does. So there are female Bigfoots and there are male Bigfoot, and they tend to get together, and you know how that goes. And then a baby's created, and then there's little Bigfoots. Little Bigfoots have been found. We supposedly have photos of those and video of those, but like I said, it's not high quality. So and you'd think that like a baby Bigfoot, would be pretty easy to capture or get a picture of, especially if it wandered into your camp or it wandered like around you, because they would probably be a lot more interested in you than the big Bigfoot would be. So yes, to answer your question, Bigfoots do have kids. They do have offspring.
I don't know
That
what the fuck that was.
that was real, bro. That was 100% real. That was taken with a Samsung phone, and I know this because I have one. And they do a really good job at zooming in, specifically the Samsung S23 Ultra, S24 Ultra, and S25 Ultra. They're the best phones on the market right now. But anyways, that was a super up close photo or video, and that was one of the first ones. Like, I don't know how to say, I don't know what to say about that one. You know what I know, because that one is real. And honestly, what that one could be, that one could be a giant. They like living in caves too, supposedly, allegedly. And if giants are real, that looked like that could have been a giant. But at the same time, that could have also been a Bigfoot. Who really knows, right?
Right.
Brandon says he thinks we know someone who definitely might be related to Bigfoot.
Does it rhyme with Mogler?
Does it rhyme with what?
Mogler?
I don't. Mogler?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mogler. I get it. That's horrible, guys. That's funny though, but it's horrible. But it's funny though. Nobody knows what we're talking about right now.
I know.
So funny.
Shout, you better not die, you better not crash, I'm telling you why. 'Cause you told your wife you're at work.
Because you told your wife you're at work. You cannot tell me that that's not the most wholesome thing in the entire world, and then bam, there goes Bigfoot.
Yep.
Brady said it's all just a good inside joke for us. And on to the next
20
one.
years ago, Bigfoot tried to break into a house in Honabi, Oklahoma, and just tear a family's life apart. Here's a story about the siege at Honabi in Oklahoma about 20 years ago. So allegedly, there was this guy. He owned this property, and he would keep on his porch this freezer full of deer, right? And there are Bigfoot around like crazy. To the point where I think the Bigfoot were eating the deer that was in the freezer on the porch. Allegedly, it got to the point where they ran out of deer. Then the Bigfoot started getting mad. Then they tried to get into the house. Got to the point where the Bigfoot was on the porch, and the gentleman who was in charge of the house saw how big and how angry it was. Then he contacted the BFRO. BFRO came out. I don't even know what happened with that. They had researchers down there, and I don't know. It's this thing where who knows what really happened. Did someone end up taking out a Bigfoot? Allegedly, maybe. We don't know, because stuff has been. The truth is not easily accessible for this story. Is it real, or is it just current American cryptid folklore? There's got to be someone on this dang app that knows really what happened at the siege of Honabi. Please put it in the comments. I need to go to sleep because I'm going crazy. But seriously, if you were there 20 years ago in southeast Oklahoma in Honabi, and you know what happened, the siege of Honabi, you know what I'm talking about, DM me or put it in the comments. I would love to.
That one's pretty interesting, and I'd like to know the truth behind that too, especially if the BFRO went out there. If the Bigfoot
Right.
Research Organization went out there, then there might be some truth behind that. I'd like to know if it was fake too. I mean, I like to hear these stories. So that's the Harley Hoffman footage. That's real too. That it's been proven to be real. Think about that one for a second. Crew, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm speculating real
Okay.
quick whether if I believe it or not. It's all alleged.
Yeah, it is all alleged. It's true. It's always alleged. But the Bigfoot stuff, man. I think a Bigfoot, if it knew there was food inside of a freezer, and you were constantly putting food inside of the freezer, and you weren't aware that a Bigfoot lived so close to you, and then Bigfoot found that freezer, Bigfoot probably thought that that was an offering for him.
Right.
And then you stopped putting deer in that freezer, and then Bigfoot didn't have any deer, and he was relying on you for food. I understand why Bigfoot would be so upset.
Right.
I mean, it's a crazy story, but I believe that's 120% possible. It's not out of the realm of craziness. Yeah, Brandon also says that legends have myths and truths to them, and Bigfoot is no exception. I completely agree with you on that.
I 100% as well.
Yeah. Huh? What's over there? Where? There's somebody over there. They ain't supposed to be in our woods. Who is that? Do you see him? What is that?
So that kid sounded like she was genuinely interested in what that was, and then the dad did sound like he did not know what that was. So
Right.
I'm going to say on my debunk scale for that video, I'm going to actually give that video a 3.
I'll give it a 4.
And as for the Huffman footage, I give that footage a 2.
I give it a 6.
Yeah, you believe a little bit more about flat Earth than you do about Bigfoot, right?
Fuck off.
Check out this video sent to me by a follower. Do y'all see that? This is a leaked video from the special team assigned to watching over these. Do y'all look? Oh my gosh. Look at the family of them. You see them, baby? Look.
Yeah.
What is that?
By Bigfoot?
Yeah. Is that a Bigfoot or not?
Bigfoot or not?
See, that's what I've always heard. I've always heard that they congregate in groups and that they walk around together. They like stick together. So they have like a core stick together response. They really believe in family, as weird as that is.
Right.
Yeah, Brandon also says he wonders how many of these videos might actually be skinwalkers. That is a good theory, man. I didn't think about that. You know, skinwalkers, they can transform into just about anything.
Ain't that the truth?
So that's a good point, Brandon. Bigfoot might just be skinwalkers.
A
Who
fisherman
knows?
sent us this picture of what he is calling a creature wading through a swamp near USF. Now, a second person has sent us a different picture of a footprint. What is fact and what is fiction? You actually went out there today, brave soul.
I did. So this woman, she sent us this picture right here of an alleged Bigfoot footprint. She says it was twice as big as her woman's size 9. She's still wondering if this is all a practical joke. So I went straight into that swamp to find answers.
With nearly 1,000 visitors weekly,
people that come out and picnic.
Ligon says they patrol the 240-acre nature park from sunup to sundown.
Just safety checks.
So far, no sightings or reports of a so-called Bigfoot. Her first thought when the photo surfaced, said to be taken at the park by John Rodriguez.
That it's hoax. That it's not real. It looked like an ape costume in the water.
Further debunking, when you right-click on the picture, the metadata reveals it was run through Photoshop. Rodriguez stands by his word, saying he only saved the picture through the program. Now, more alleged Bigfoot evidence has surfaced. This time, a woman taking a picture of a large footprint. Looking at the details behind that photo, it shows it was snapped with an iPhone 6. And doesn't look like anything has been altered. Whatever you believe, Ligon says with how popular the park is and the 3-story tower that looks over it.
You can see down the river, up the river.
She says it would be hard for Bigfoot to hide.
Okay, kind of creepy.
Sounds like Legan doesn't believe.
Right.
I'm calling you out, Legan. Robert and Cruz calling you out. You don't believe.
Hey, don't put me in
where's
this.
our troll?
Don't
Where's
put
our
me in
troll
this.
when we need it?
Don't
Our
put
troll
me in
left,
this,
man.
Robert. He
Did you
probably
see that
got
our
bored.
troll left?
Yeah, he probably got
Yeah, he
bored.
got upset. He got tired of telling me that Bigfoot wasn't real.
Right.
Juki,
But yeah,
come back.
don't put me in this. This is you. This is all you, Robert. I'm just chilling. Like a villain.
I'm calling out Lydia or Legion or whatever the heck her name was. I'm calling her out. I invite her onto the Robert and Crew podcast personally so that she can declare her faith of not believing in Bigfoot.
Holy shit. Where is it? Oh, come on. Where? It's right there. I don't have my glasses on. Look at that. Holy. That's what's making the noise. Holy. Oh, shit. Oh, crap, I lost it. Where'd it go? Holy. I'm pretty sure that was the thing that was making the noise. I'm not seeing it now. But I think that's it. Holy. Oh, cameras everywhere. Oh, look at that. What the hell am I looking at? I'm looking down there. I don't see it at all with my eye, but I can kind of see it on the screen. It's gone now. Holy. There it is. Holy. Oh, look. Oh my God. I'm guessing it's probably... Look at the clicker here. It's probably like, I don't know, 150 feet away. It's me. I'm behind it, I guess. I'll see what happens. I don't know if I should do this or not. It's not even where's it? Oh, look at this. Holy freak. Look at this though. Holy. The stone is even warm. Look, there's where it was smashing things with it. Look at this. The stone's right in the ground.
I think that was real.
I'll give it a 4.
I think it was real. He genuinely believed that he was seeing what he was seeing. He was trying to videotape it without it seeing him. He then loudly clapped to get its attention. It looked at him. He freaked out. Then he realized, oh, I need to put it back on camera so that the people can see it and then they don't think it's a hoax or whatever. And he put it back up just in time for us to see it walk out of camera view. And that looked like a humanoid bipedal walking on 2 feet. That did not look like a bear. It didn't look like a bear. And that was my first thought that came to my mind when I saw that thing. I was like, that's probably a bear. But it got up and it was huge and it just walked away. And it was smashing rocks together. Bears don't do that.
Yeah?
They always zoom out at the worst times. Brandon. They just always do. It's people aren't aren't professional photographers. They're not professional videographers, and they suck at videotaping or taking pictures of anything. I've realized this. We're never going to get a high def photo of an alien or a UFO, and we're never going to get a high def photo of Bigfoot because people suck.
She said that when she was young, she even had a pendant with a gorilla on it. She said when she was young, she had what she thought was a spirit guide, and she named him Jason. She said he was just so full of knowledge and wisdom and could tell her all these wonderful things. You know, he could help explain situations, you know, what's going on. And she said the funny thing was he was gigantic. She said he like barely fit in my room. I could see him by my outside window walking by the house. She said he looked like this giant gorilla man. It just made it feel like there's something to this whole LEU thing. And I actually read a book from this guy's name is Ralph Sarchie. I don't know if you know him or not. He wrote a book called Deliver Us from Evil, talking about his personal experience as doing exorcisms. He went into this home. It's one of the first stories in his book by going into this home, and there's this creature that manifests in this people's house, and it looks like a Bigfoot. I started thinking and started compiling these episodes together, come up with a theory. If Bigfoot is actually one of these LEU creatures, they're actually spawn of the Nephilim. I know that the Nephilim Bigfoot theory is nothing new, but this is a little less Nephilim, a little more human.
Interesting.
What do you think about that, Kurt?
Interesting.
Children usually don't lie. Usually.
Right.
Sometimes they do. It depends on if they're in trouble or not. They usually don't go out of their way to make up crazy stories. Sometimes they do, but it's usually only when they're going to get in trouble. It's not just to make up a story. He said he took from that. Brandon said he took from that video that lady likes big hairy men.
Mm.
That was weird.
Yeah.
It looked like a Bigfoot, but it looked staged.
Mm-hmm.
It looked staged, and the walking wasn't right. You always see Bigfoot walking, and it walks completely different than that thing was walking. That was probably a man in a suit.
Check this video out, y'all.
We're on top of Dracuni Peak, and pretty sure there's a Sasquatch down there. I can't really see it very well. There's this little black dot walking in the middle of the snow, in the middle of nowhere. Oh, I wish you could see it better in this thing. That is pretty big. I can't zoom in anymore. Just to give you an idea where we are right now. Middle of nowhere. Why would he walk up that way? If that was a human, why would you walk up that ridge or that snow line? Why would you not just go straight down? Good thing we brought beers. We could lure him over here. sure I did. He covered that ground pretty quick. Holy. Look him go up. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere right now. Like, I don't know how high we are, but we're probably close to 7,000 feet. 6,500 maybe. And this guy's just scampering up snow lines. Like, it's no big deal. I don't... He was coming down this valley down here. But I mean, he's hiking through snow like it's his job. And where the hell is he going? I mean, there's nowhere to go that way.
That could be a squatch. That could be a squatch. Crew, you're frozen.
I'm still here.
Oh, well, you're there now. You were frozen on my screen.
A video shot in a Colorado forest has sent rumours swirling once again that Bigfoot could be real. Recorded by a passenger on a passing steam train, they claim to have captured a real Sasquatch walking alongside a mountain. The existence of the elusive beast has been a source of mystery for decades, but some claim the latest sighting is simply a hoax.
Of course it's a hoax. It's always a hoax.
So Brandon says that there's a connection between giants and Nephilims, but he didn't know if Bigfoot is a part of that connection. He could be. Bigfoot could be a Nephilim, but we're not really sure. Bigfoot
It's
could
all
be
alleged.
alien, and the Nephilim were alien, supposedly.
Hard to harm you. I can very, very easily articulate that. But they will though. The old ladies in this county, they'll liable to shoot first, ask questions after they've got your body.
Oh, don't you know?
Yeah, I got several of them tell me that. They're like, look, I lived in this county since I was 12 years old. Had the farm, daddy's farm. Still got the land. And anybody coming on my property looking for no good, I'm gonna shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa, what the hell?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Of course, it's a super blurry video, though.
Yeah.
You know, police catch things on dash cams all the time that are super weird. I'm not
Right.
surprised that they caught Bigfoot. I'm not surprised. I want to get a dash cam for my car. Maybe I'll catch Bigfoot on my dash cam. Take my car out to Colorado, drive through the mountains, drive through Rocky Mountain National Park a whole bunch, try to catch Bigfoot on the dash.
If a Bigfoot got hit by a bus tomorrow, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be?
No, I will. I mean, yes.
I would be terribly surprised.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if they're real, but I think they might be real. This is what I think. I have a very strange take on this, and I know it's going to sound super stupid to anybody who's like cynical, pragmatist, but just bear with me for a moment. I think the boundaries between this dimension and other ones are permeable. And I have a feeling things can cross through them. And I have a feeling we are like, if an ant is like, I have leaf cutter ants in my yard, pretty wild. So cool to watch them. It sucks because they kill all your trees, but so cool to watch this long train of these incredible little beings carrying around these giant pieces of leaf that they cut off. And they're all going into their little house, but you wave your hand over them, they have no fucking idea you're there. Like, whatever senses they have, it does not seem to detect threats from things above. They don't seem to be worried.
Right.
You know, they don't perceive us.
Well, they're mission oriented.
Yeah.
And we are too. So if something is happening that's beyond our mission, I think it's hard to perceive it.
I think there's things that exist that are not perceivable.
Oh, I'm 1,000,000% in that camp too.
And I think there's heightened states of consciousness that people achieve under duress, extreme stress, fear. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of them happen at nighttime. I think nighttime, it automatically fills people with a certain sense of anxiety and fear because you don't know what's out there when you're, especially in the woods at nighttime. And I think in those times when your mind reaches this unusual chemical state, you occasionally can access these other realities. And I think that's where Bigfoot is real. I know it sounds goofy.
No, I mean, that's...
And I don't think you can go find it.
Interesting
Who doesn't
take.
think you can go? He doesn't think you can go find it. He doesn't think you can hunt it.
Right.
Weird.
Bigfoot from 2013. It was allegedly shot in the swamps of northwest Mississippi by a hunter named Josh Highcliffe.
All right.
Now, this is either the best fake out there or the best real footage of Bigfoot that you will see. Now, keep your eye on the middle of the screen. The beast has its back to the camera, and it seems to be pulling wood from a cypress tree.
All right.
You see it?
Yeah, there he is. This is pretty good video. Look at him there.
It's a gorilla.
No,
In Mississippi?
Oh. Maybe he ran away from the zoo.
Isn't that the mascot of their college out there? The running gorillas?
Uh-huh.
Why didn't he get a little closer?
Yeah, exactly.
But it is pretty conclusive evidence.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And they do love their cypress trees, too.
But you know, it could also be his fellow Bigfoot hunter in a gorilla costume.
Well, interesting that the entire time that the camera's rolling and this guy's standing there, Bigfoot never turns around.
Well,
did you run out of digital space in your camera?
He said there's a little slide pops up here. He accidentally stops recording because he was scared.
Oh,
well, yeah, Bigfoot turns around and he runs.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're gonna see this. I think this slide comes up maybe if they recued it again.
Look at. Wow, this is amazing.
It's really not.
You're such a doubter.
I think
You're such a cynic.
It is far more likely than this is an escaped gorilla from the zoo, Robin's theory, than
how do you guys believe
Bigfoot.
anything?
Yeah, gorillas escape all the time. He's right, Paul.
Huh. They really want to say that it's an escaped gorilla? For real? It's an escaped gorilla from the zoo. That's what we're going with. I'd say it's probably a dude in a costume before an escaped gorilla from the zoo, because I think an escaped gorilla from the zoo would be all over the news.
Right.
That's like that's not something that would get swept up underneath the rug, right? An
Right.
escaped gorilla. What the hell? That's the Gimlin and Patterson film.
Okay.
That's you see how it's walking with
Yeah.
its hands, and how the hands are curved almost when it takes steps.
Right.
That's the part that people can't prove that it's not that it's a person in a suit, because a person in a suit wouldn't be able to walk like that, nor would they be able to control the palms, especially back in 1967 or whatever that was, be able to control the hands in gloves that are that bulky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's weird because a lot of people scream that it's fake footage, and then a lot of other people claim that it's the first real footage of Bigfoot ever.
True.
And Gimlin actually came out and tried to say that it was a hoax. So one of the original people who made it came out and tried to take back the fact that it was real. It's odd. It's very odd. And that was years later, by the way.
Right.
On to the next one. I actually remember when that footage came out because it was all caught on the National Park trail cam. And the crazy thing about that footage was that Yellowstone at that point in time was not open to the public. Nobody was allowed back there because it just had snowed a whole bunch and there was no way to drive through it. There was no way to get through the park. So people went to the trail cams, which they have online. I believe you can look up the cameras in Yellowstone and watch them, and people caught that footage on those cameras. And I mean, it looks to be bipedal things in a group, and they look to be all black, and I kind of want to call them Bigfoot.
Right.
I mean, I feel like that footage is probably genuine because it came right from the national park.
I'll
It
give
didn't
it that
come
to him.
from Yeah, it didn't come from some random dude. It came from the national park. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's probably a 2, brother. Along right there with you.
I've been tagged in that video numerous times and asked if I believe that is indeed a real Bigfoot head. But the man in that video is Peter Kane, a dog trainer and comedian. And Peter has a YouTube channel in which he features many videos that include alleged body parts of Bigfoot, which are very clearly man-made, and even one video in which he admits he was forced by a female Bigfoot to procreate, something that he admittedly enjoyed. And if we just ignore all that wackiness, the gentleman has been saying for a number of years he would have the head DNA tested, and I don't believe that has ever happened. So the answer is no, I don't give that head any credence whatsoever.
Do you remember when that guy came out all over YouTube claiming he had real Bigfoot body parts?
Yeah.
I actually remember that when that happened because it got so big. It was like right when Facebook kind of first right when I kind of joined Facebook.
The Mogollon monster is a creature that terrorizes the state of Arizona. Standing over 7 feet tall, this large bipedal creature is covered in long black or reddish brown hair, with piercing red eyes and a strong, pungent odor. Reports say it's nocturnal, omnivorous, walking with wide strides, leaving behind huge footprints and throwing stones from hidden locations, with a blood-curdling scream that echoes through the woods. Interesting how similar it appears to other supposed creatures and...
So Arizona's got their own version of Bigfoot.
Interesting.
A married couple, Stetson and Shannon Parker, were on a romantic getaway in Colorado celebrating their 10-year anniversary. They were on a train located between Silverton and Durango, 2 cities in southwestern Colorado, when they looked out and spotted this.
It's an elusive creature. Alright, just squat it down. Yeah, let me see your camera, I'll do it.
They saw a strange Sasquatch-like creature sneaking through the nearby brush. So the husband got out his phone and took that video. Shannon writes in her Facebook post, "As we're slowly passing by the mountains, Stetson sees something moving and then says, 'I think it's Bigfoot.'" The couple and most online viewers believe this really was the elusive Bigfoot. I mean, it looks just like what Bigfoot is said to look like, and it's even attempting to hide and blend in with the surrounding brush, not wanting to be seen by the public. Skeptics say it could just simply be a man in a costume, because judging by the video, it looks to be a similar size of a human. But the couple and other people who witnessed it in real time concur. They say they think it was about 7 feet or taller, which is a lot taller than the average human. Shannon was later interviewed by the New York Post where she said, "If you asked us before our trip, we could have said maybe Bigfoot is real, but now we are convinced." Shannon also snapped a few photos of the being as they drove by as well. I find this particular encounter very interesting because of the amount of substantial evidence. It definitely leaves you and I with very many unanswered questions.
Colorado, my guy.
Yep.
I told you. I told all of you. Colorado.
Oh, come on inside! Carly!
That one's interesting. How do you feel about that one?
I'll
Do
give
you
it
think
about
that's fake, or do you think that's
I'll give it a 5.
a 5?
Yeah.
I mean, it looked really bulky. Do you think that could have been AI, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been. I'm not sure.
September 6th, 2012 in San Antonio, Texas. Rick Dyer, a self-proclaimed Bigfoot tracker, has set a trap for the elusive beast after he heard of a 911 call reporting the sighting of a large hairy animal devouring a deer in the woods.
I wanted to attract him, so I went out and got deer urine and pork ribs, and I hung the pork ribs on a tree. I scattered the deer urine all under the tree, so because Bigfoot is attracted to deer. And in the middle of the night, Bigfoot came back to eat the pork ribs, and I jumped out of the tent with my firearm and I shot at him a couple of times.
Rick initially claims he shot and killed Bigfoot, and soon thereafter he releases these shocking photos to prove it. The images appear to show a frozen body of a deceased adult Bigfoot. You can see a face, lips, and in this wider shot, a full body covered in fur. Rick claims the animal is 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and weighs about 800 pounds. One photo also purports to show a long sternal scar allegedly made when the creature was autopsied at an undisclosed college in Washington State. Rick nicknames the creature Hank and takes the corpse on a national tour, charging people to view the body under plexiglass in a wooden coffin, and eventually pulling in close to $50,000.
Eastern Texas gets a ton of rain from the Gulf of Mexico coming north. The more rain an area gets, the more Bigfoot reports come out of that particular area.
Reports date back to 1924, when the state's Folklore Society published a story about the strange case of the wild woman of Navidad.
The indigenous people of the area certainly knew about the Sasquatches that they lived among. When white settlers started coming into the area, they also ran across Sasquatches, and they reported them as wild men or wild women. And you can read newspaper reports and from settlers from as early as the 1920s or even the late 1800s.
I believe it, and I believe that they were probably more prominent then because there weren't as many people around. So they weren't afraid to come out. How do you feel about that one?
I'll have to give it a 7 for right now. I get more research out of it.
Gotcha.
The following trail cam video depicts what is said to be close-up and clear footage of a Bigfoot. To some, it's some of the most convincing evidence yet. The location was near Klamath River, on the Oregon and California border. The trail camera was strapped to a tree branch about 10 feet off the ground. Take a look at the horrifying footage. The camera initially put there to record a feeder below captures a behemoth creature. It's dark and completely covered in long shaggy hair. Its face looks terrifying. Its face resembles a monkey's, but it's obviously not a monkey of any kind. And considering the camera was placed 10 feet up, this beastly creature's height is estimated at around 8 feet tall, since its head is only a couple feet down. But look at the size of the arm and the leg in this shot here. Its limbs are too thick and defined to be someone in a costume. This crazy realistic footage has not yet been debunked, and is even puzzling experts. So what do you guys think it was? Was it a Bigfoot?
Was it? Was that a Bigfoot, man? Crew, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Was that a Bigfoot, man?
I don't know. Could be a person in a costume.
I don't know, man. That didn't look like nobody in no costume. And it was caught on a trail cam, and it stood about 8 feet tall. And the trail cam was about 10 feet in the air, pointed down to catch a deer feeding at a feeder. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty convincing. At least I think it's pretty convincing. It's a weird one. But personally, I think that one's pretty convincing. I'm gonna give that one a 2.
Right.
The following trail cam video depicts what is said to be
Oops. Looked kind of fake.
Right.
I don't know though. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you if that was real or fake. It would, to me, it looked like it was fake. Oh, Jesus. That's where we're at now with Bigfoot Man. Just a dude in a costume. And a very hairy costume.
It's getting old trying to explain to you idiots that this is fucking real. That's a real Bigfoot. I also have a juvenile. Now, people keep saying, why does the eyeball look like it's made out of paper? Why does it look like it's flat? First of all, it was frozen for 65 years, you idiots. Look at this. You think that looks flat? You think that looks like paper? Is that what you fucking think? Look at the other eyeball. Okay, so that looks flat too to you. That looks flat. That looks like it's made out of fucking paper.
That's that guy, Michael Caine. Does that look like it's fucking made out of paper?
Right.
Ha! Tell me, you idiots, does that look like it's made out of fucking paper? Oh, that's wonderful.
This audio might stir something up. It might actually evoke some aggression.
Maria, have you heard anything since that whistle?
These woods are so still. I haven't heard anything in here. Looks pretty creepy. Did something just get thrown at us? Hey guys, it seems like something was just
Thrown at us. Ronnie, can you see anything on the drones?
Nothing yet, dead quiet.
Nothing yet. Russ, are you hearing anything over where you're at?
Zone 1 is all clear.
I got nothing up here either.
Okay, I just heard another sound.
Maria, we're not picking up anything
Via the seismic sensors, either...
Wait, what am I seeing here?
That's heat.
That thing is big. But that's up in the tree. We just carpeted this entire forest floor with seismic sensors, but nothing is going off. Is it possible that whatever I saw is actually using the trees to avoid them?
Hey guys, I am getting a really
Big heat signature up in the trees.
Maria's picking up something closer to her position.
Whoa. Ronnie.
It looks like multiple heat signatures.
I mean, look at this. What am I seeing here?
Ronnie, I'm moving straight towards them.
Okay. We're releasing the tether. We're going to send one of the drones to Zone 3 in your position.
Copy.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Tether's down. All right. Inbound to Zone 3.
So I started moving towards that heat signature, and I'm still scanning the area as much as I can with the thermals while trying to also juggle my flashlight so that I could get through this terrain. And all of a sudden, it suddenly disappears. Hey guys, whatever I was detecting.
Of course it did. Suddenly disappeared.
Right.
Sounds like some reality babble bullshit, if you ask me. It's like a reality TV show, Finding Bigfoot. Those are all fake, man. I honestly think those are all fake.
I just happened to look out, and I seen the black figure standing in the woods, it creeped me out. I thought maybe it was some person, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized that it was a lot bigger than a normal person would be. And I could see that it had like beady eyes. There were no white parts to the eye. It was just solid black. And it wasn't blinking or anything. It was just staring me down.
Big old beady eyes.
Yep.
Did you ever think you saw a Sasquatch when you were younger?
Nope.
No, you never had any run-ins?
Nope.
So this man was hunting somewhere in Washington state when he saw what he thought must have been a man in a Bigfoot costume, chopping down a tree near some power lines. The man was about to tell him to stop when he realized how huge this guy was. Wow, what a costume. Hey man, are you shooting a YouTube video or something? That's a great costume. The beast of a man said yes in a deep, strange voice. I said, cool man, can we take a picture? What's the name of your channel? I snapped this pic, and right after I did, the beast had thrown me to the ground while snatching my phone and shaking it to pieces. He made a grunting noise at me, a look of disgust on his humanish face. He moved faster than anything I'd ever seen, faster than a sports car. I picked up the pieces of my phone, hoping someone could work some magic, and they did. This is my picture with Bigfoot. I had no idea at the time.
So what, we're supposed to believe that that guy really took a selfie with Bigfoot? Do you believe that, crew? He took a selfie with Bigfoot?
I'll give it a 3.
3. I'll play along. Let's give it a 3. Now that honestly looked like a gorilla. I don't know though. What is your opinion on that one? Did that look like a gorilla to you? You're gonna fall asleep on stream, crew, aren't you?
No.
I think you're falling asleep, homie.
I'm not falling asleep. I'm just relaxing.
Okay. Crew's gonna pull a me and he's gonna pass out on stream. We don't even have that many videos left. He's gonna pass out on stream. Don't leave your stream open all night, crew.
Hardy har har.
Man, if you're not careful and you go for a walk out in the woods, Bigfoot might snatch you up. Never get to see my friend again because Bigfoot got crew.
This is why I live in
This is why what?
I live in the city.
So you can't run into Bigfoot. part of a part of me really wants to believe that that's real because that would be so amazing. But it just kept looping and looping and looping, so it makes me believe that that's AI. It's a really good AI created video. I don't know. What do you think, crew?
I agree.
He's gonna pass out on stream.
No, I'm not.
What are your thoughts on this one? Drop a comment.
So, I don't think a man could pick a tree up. That was literally half a tree that got picked up. Did you see that? That was literally half a tree. And the crew done fell asleep on stream.
I did not fall asleep. I'm still awake.
Here you go.
This is the moment a
We
TikToker
got-
spotted what they believe is Bigfoot. Describing it as the scariest moment of their life, the user filmed what appears to be a large figure sitting under a tree. Many people in the comments were convinced the encounter was 100% real, while others thought it was just someone in a costume. What do you think?
Yeah, crew, what do you think?
I think that it was a man in a costume.
Okay. Man in a costume it is. Well, guys, we have reached that part of the podcast where we have one video left. And that means that the show is almost over. Sadly. But it'll be okay, because the Robert and Crew show will be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, precisely 11:55 p.m. Maybe a little bit earlier. It depends. We'll release the time that we're going to jump on live tomorrow night, probably sometime in the morning or sometime in the mid-afternoon. We will let everybody know via Twitter via X, Facebook, and YouTube. So if you want to watch and you like what you saw today and you're interested in the topics we're talking about in the videos that we watch, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Push it through your social media networks. Let other people know about us. We're trying to grow. We want to grow, and we love learning and hearing about the things that you guys do. I love it when people hop in and comment. So if you get the chance, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. With that, here goes our last video, guys. Enjoy.
This is 3 new Bigfoot videos. For some reason, Bigfoot's been all over the place lately. This is from Russia. Watch closely. This next video is also from Russia.
Серега, что это? Серега, это... Серега.
Look closely to read this warning Pennsylvania had to put up in its parks. I don't know why Bigfoot's around so much lately, but he's really going crazy. This last video was taken of eagle eggs to watch their nest. Look in the top right to see Bigfoot, our favorite cryptid. Let me know in the comments what you'd say to Bigfoot if you saw him in the woods, and like and follow me for more weird videos.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. That video at the very bottom, at the very end, I don't know. I concluded that video could be real, could be fake. I don't know. I'm going to give it a 4. So anyways, guys, we love doing the podcast. We love talking about Bigfoot tonight. It's always a fun little thing to talk about, little cryptid conspiracy. Is Bigfoot real? Is Bigfoot not real? I don't know. Will we ever know? Maybe. Crew, what are your thoughts and opinions on tonight's show?
Tonight's show was really good, but for right now, it's all alleged.
Bigfoot's all alleged. But the earth is flat, right?
Yep.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in and watching the podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell all your friends. Peace out, guys. Good night.
Welcome to another installment of the Robert and Crew Show with your hosts, Robert and Crew.